Bien, un aplauso para los alumnos.
And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, Bitcoin Ben, here for the daily. What in the pluck is going on with cryptocurrencies? For those of you watching on Facebook, I am finally able to rebroadcast on Facebook. Awesome. So, welcome to the show. Sorry to my Facebook friends. It's Facebook. It is what it is. But we are back live on Facebook. So if you're watching live on Facebook, give us a thumbs up. Everyone, what is coming is very simple. We have a huge amount of things that are going on right now. One of the most important things that hardly anyone realizes is that we are actually setting up the future of social, shall we call them safety nets, right? Social safety nets are going to be required for the future because of AI. Now, we've heard a lot of people say, oh, universal basic income. That's not going to work, you guys, because universal basic income, if everyone, let's say everyone actually got $17,000 a year, which is the poverty level. All right, that is the absolute poverty level of the U.S. is about $17,000 per year. If everyone in America receives $17,000 per year, that is $5 trillion. $5 trillion. We only bring in about 4. So needless to say, that won't work. That won't work at all. The thing that we need to really focus on is this. Without the Bitcoin, all right, this will actually be unproductive money invention. They're basically printed out of thin air, which will lead to inflation. But what the Trump group is doing, all right, is they're setting up partnerships with mining organizations, like the one I'm launching, where the government receives a portion of all of the Bitcoin that the mining operation makes. Right? We have seen it with what they did with Intel. It's the same thing. They're actually going to partner with the mining companies and receive a portion of that. It's exactly what they have in Alaska, right? If you live in Alaska, they literally send you a check every year or every half or every quarter, something like that. That is your oil revenue money. It's exactly what Trump is going to do with the Bitcoin. And that's where this is all leading, because Social Security is screwed. It's unproductive redistribution of wealth. And this is where this is all going, guys. That's why Trump has set up a plan where just look at what he's doing. We'll put the Bitcoin in all of the 401ks. Why? Why all of the 401ks? Because he's replacing unproductive retirement plan with productive retirement plan that isn't reliant on shares or whatever. It's why he launched every child receives $1,000 of some commodities. Some of that's going to be Bitcoin, guys, because that's the only way we transition from the old system into the new system. We live in a dying currency. That's where we live. We live in a dying currency. And we have to actually get away from that old fiat currency because it's way too leveraged and there's way too much money out there. They tell us, the M1 or the M2. You know how much money, how many US dollars are in existence? A ton. And that doesn't even count all of the counterfeit money. Guys, there's hundreds of billions of dollars of counterfeit money outside of the USA. That is absolutely exactly right. Yes, there will actually be an airdrop into your wallet. That's why they're setting up the banks like they are. All right. That's why they say, well, of course, the banks can hold cryptocurrencies. Of course, they can hold Bitcoin. Because that is the future retirement plan and basic universal income, which are universal basic income, which I'm switching to universal Bitcoin income. Because then we're all like Alaska. Guys and gals, we got a lot of shit ahead of us. We have AI, we have robotics. Do you know how efficient AI is going to make every corporation? Let me give you an example. There are several companies that are valued into the billions of dollars who have like 9 employees. 9. I I I think there's one of them that has 3 employees. 3. In the old days, $1 billion company had a factory. That was General Motors. That was Ford. They were producing cars using human labor. That's that go bye-bye. Because AI and robotics is a race to deflation. Think about it, guys. Listen to this. All right. The average Elon Musk robot, all right, the average Elon Musk robot alone for 1 day of energy for that robot is $2 an hour. $2 a day. That's how much energy the robot will use in an average day. $2. So, which do you think corporations are going to do? Do you think they're going to employ humans? Let's be honest. We're a whole lot of hassle, right? We have good days, we have bad days, we have a fever, we get sick, we get pregnant. Then of course we want our vacations, so we got to take a day off and all this other crap. And then you have robots. They don't argue. They do what you tell them to do. They work nonstop. Guys, Google, I think they're called, what are they called? Like dark warehouses, or what the hell are they called? Like dark factories. There's no lights in the whole place. It's completely dark because robots don't need light. And you don't need bathrooms, right? And you don't need locker rooms, and you don't need a lunchroom. And you can utilize the whole area if there's no humans. Or shrink it at least. If you have a warehouse with 1,000 robots and you have 3 people running those robots and making sure they're running right, number one, probably 2 of those can work from home because they're software. Then one of them hey, we got a robot who actually got a wheel hung up over here, and voila. This is for those of you who knew of someone who actually worked at Chrysler or Ford or Chevy or what the hell ever. The 90s, the 80s and the 90s, robotics. That's one of the reasons unions shrank, was robotics. And guys, as an ex-truck driver, all right, as an ex-truck driver, the trucking industry is going to last maybe 4 or 5 more years. Because I see what's going on with the trucking industry. And it's friggin' crazy, folks. It is crazy. there's so much replacement of humans. Because remember, humans are pricey. Humans are absolutely pricey. Now, how do you plan a future where human labor is not worth it? And AI, hey, I'm sorry, lawyers, accountants, even doctors. The AI we have right now is higher knowledge of being a doctor. The AIs are scoring higher on if they're good doctors. See, pretty soon, you ain't going to have a regular doctor. You'll have a phone and you'll hit your doctor app AI, and the AI doctor will pop up on your screen and go, "Well, hello, Benjamin. How are you today? Are you feeling well? What's going on? I don't feel so good. I don't know. I don't feel. Are you wearing your watch? Why, yes, I am. Are you wearing your ring? Whatever the hell they call that Apple ring or whatever, health ring or whatever. I am. All right, let me scan your vitals. Okay. Well, it looks like your blood pressure's a little high there, Ben. Looks like you might have a cold, maybe a fever. How's your throat feeling? Is it a little so? Yes, a little so, Doc. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll send a prescription for such and such. Okay. Off you go. The only reason you're going to need a doctor is if you break a leg. All right. There it is. You break a leg and holy shit, did you guys see this? China has this new shit that if you break your leg, it's like super glue for bones, except it heals in 3 days. No metal, no nothing. It heals in 3 days. This is absolutely crazy. That's fun. I put some Windex on it. That's fucking funny. If you don't know that joke, watch the movie My Greek Wedding or something like that. My Really Large Wedding, or I don't know. It's I think it's mostly a woman movie, but the dude sprays a friggin' Windex on every. Oh yeah. There we go. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Yes. Yeah, it's a great movie. Okay, I digress. So, and this is not 10 years out. This whole health and, dude, you hop on Grok right now and ask it for legal advice. And it's better legal advice than a lawyer's going to charge you a couple $100 an hour to get. This is what's absolutely damn crazy. If you have a contract or if you have a document that you want reviewed, so you have an overview of what the contract actually means, because that's really the hard part, is figuring out what the words in the contract actually mean. you can actually take that document, upload it into AI, and go, give me a nuts and bolts summary of this bitch. And next thing you know, voila, it is literally right there. Labor is changing. We are switching, right? For years, we have replaced the human muscle. For years. Now we're replacing the human mind. What else do we have left, guys? That's it. Once you replace the muscle and once you replace the mind, what the hell are humans good for? Economically, I mean. Why would you hire a human when you could hire an AI or a robot? That's what's actually going on with Elon and Tesla taxis or whatever the hell they call them, like robo taxis. See, we had Uber. Uber was machines that were ran by humans. So the machine offered the muscle. The human offered the intelligence. We no longer need the human for intelligence. In fact, self-driving cars are like 99% safer than humans. That's interesting. And what is safety? Safety is efficiency. This is so revolutionary because people don't realize what's going to happen. Insurance companies, and I'm talking about the automobiles insurance company. Think about this. Their organization, how they're structured, is completely wrong for self-driving cars. How much insurance can you charge when you have a self-driving car that is safer than humans? Right? This new rollout of these robot cars, these self-driving cars, now reach the point, listen to this, guys, that an automobile, once all of the humans are off the road, which is going to take a while, because I'm not giving up my driver's license. They can kiss my lily white ass. Once humans are off the road, which is that's gonna be like a generational shift. Having a car that drives you will be safer than taking a flight. Right now, I know it sounds crazy, numbers wise, the safest way to travel is an airplane. We are literally on the precipice of absolute madness with the economy because we have been reliant since humans were in existence. We've had to rely on ourselves or our community or other humans' labor. Years ago, if you wanted meat and you didn't have cows or whatever, you had to go to another human who had the cows, knew how to chop them up and hand you the meat. Now, that's all going to go away because you no longer need humans to actually deal with the cows. Have you seen some of the latest robots and what they can do? They have some of them break dancing and doing it good. I remember back in the day, I was a hell of a break dancer, by the way. Just saying. No one could do look, as soon as I hop right back on, soon as I'm actually back on friggin' Facebook, here comes the scammers. Good Lord. Good old Facebook. And I don't know why I got back on Facebook. It's I guess because I have a lot of people who watched my show on Facebook. So it's like for some reason I put myself right back on there. I don't know. It is what it is. Look at the size of this Red Bull. This is a 20-ounce Red Bull. This should last me at least until noon. Now, the reason that we are moving towards the universal Bitcoin income is because everything is moving towards energy production. And we finally have a money, a currency that is strictly energy. That's what the Bitcoin is. It is strictly energy. It uses energy to unlock the Bitcoin in the network. As it unlocks it, the actual Bitcoin is just an energetic representation on a ledger, on a blockchain. It's pure energy. And now we have monetized energy that captures value. That means, guys, we could set up rigs out in the middle of nowhere, Arizona, and run them using, I don't know, like a solar panels and shit like that, where no one lives, where no one wants to live. No one even drives by. Out in the middle of the shit, it's hot desert. This is, this means, listen to me, folks. This means you can monetize sunlight. And exchange that unit of monetization for goods and services. You know what that is? Let me explain it simply. That makes the sun your bitch, your slave. Make me energy, son. I'm going to turn it into Bitcoin. The sun is then working for us to make us money. In If you look at Texas, they got a ton of flare gas, a ton of flare gas. Do you know what flare gas is? It is wasted energy because it's a flame that's shooting out into the air because they're drilling for oil, and them actually drilling for oil releases pockets of natural gas. Guys, you know how much natural gas is under the earth? Let me help you. The reason that the earth is round and the reason that the earth has an atmosphere is pressurized liquid and gas. The earth is a balloon of liquids and gases. That's what the earth is. This is absolutely amazing. This is the biggest transition ever in humanity. This is such a big deal. I mean, huge deal. All right, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from Calyx Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from Calyx Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calyxsolutions.io.
And we're back. Okay. Now, this future we're heading into is so revolutionary. So revolutionary. And I don't even I don't even think I'll use the word revolutionary. I think I'll use the word transformative. Because we're going, guys, in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you're not going to know the new world. Look at AI. It's moving so quickly right now. And this is how the reason it's moving very, 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 very quickly is AI is improving AI. They launch a large language model AI or any AI. They launch it. As soon as they launch it, they have AI evaluate itself. How can you improve on this? How can you or how would you improve on your own software? This is where we're at, folks. And this is what's nuts. As they roll out robots, guys, every robot will be linked with every other robot. And they'll learn together with a hive mind. Now, you'll have, I've said this 1,000. We're just recreating ourselves. That's what we're doing. Because let's say you have a robot in your house, right? That robot will have local memory and network memory. Kind of sounds like the frontal lobe and the back lobe, your conscious and unconscious, because they'll look at the environment and they'll wash your dishes, they'll flip you a few burgers or something, and they're learning as they're doing it, just like people, just like kids. But as soon as they learn it and they learn how to wash a dog or flip a burger or wash your windows, that knowledge then actually goes up to the cloud, and every other robot knows how to clean the windows. This is humans on fast forward, right? Humans. The reason we have advanced is because we wrote papers, we wrote books, we had classes. You had your son. In the old days, you had your son. Let's say I was a shoemaker and I had a son. And I'm like, boy, you gonna learn how to make some shoes. Okay, Dad. And I would actually teach my son how to make shoes. And that little son of a bitch, it took him years to perfect it because it's practice. Well, what if my son, what if he just had access to all of my years of knowledge and experience and wisdom? That's why humans evolved so slowly, at least economically, and our societies. Because one life, if you weren't educating your child, or you weren't a teacher, or you weren't writing down a diary, or if you weren't inventing something and educating someone on how to use that, or learn how to actually make shoes, and then teaching a whole shitload of people how you make shoes, or write a friggin' book on how you make shoes, your intelligence, as soon as you died, your wisdom, your knowledge, your intelligence died with you. So that accumulative human experience went away. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. God damn. The earth lost a wise man today. The earth is less intelligent today because we lost this man. That shit goes away with AI. Because as soon as one of them learns it, they don't have to write a book that a future robot reads. It's just uploaded into it. It is hive mind. It is labor and intelligence hive mind. This is absolute. This is interesting. Not a lot of people know Penn went through an MK Ultra program, but instead of sex with kids, it was all cryptos. Interesting. MK Ultra, huh? I digress. I need to actually find out who that is, but I digress again. This is where we're all going, right? This is where the world, this is where we're going. This is the future we're at. And it is very, very, very different than what we used to live under. We're advancing our existence using robotics and AI. And as we move forward in this, humans are going to have an issue. The issue of meaning, the issue of why are we here? What's our purpose? See, for generations, our purpose, right, was our job. I am Joe, and I'm a shoemaker, and that's my purpose. I'm here to make shoes. I'm going to improve the world by making shoes. What happens when you're not needed for making shoes ever again? What happens when you are no longer reliant on your job for your identity? How do you find purpose? How do you move yourself forward? What happens? What happens when you have this world that no one else is also ready for? And all of a sudden, they're already rolling this out, guys. There was a very popular article last week that said what the world looks like when everyone works 3 days a week. What are you going to do when you work for 3 days and you're off for 4 days? See, this is exactly what we did after the Industrial Revolution. The reasons they switched us to an 8-hour workday. Let me explain. Population growth and organization of labor. Because that's why we had the Civil War. The Civil War created employees. And employees under civil law, civilization law, corporate law, that's what civilization is. It's a legal structure under law. Once you have employees, then every hour you get $4 or $5 an hour. You do your job. You are limited cost. And you're also limited production. That's why we had, in the old days, you had your first shift, you had your second shift, and you had your third shift. right? More was produced prior to that organization. Let me say that again. More was produced pre 8-hour day than after 8-hour day. Why? Why would they do that? Because there were so many more humans, and the Industrial Revolution had eliminated a lot of the labor jobs. Think about this, guys. Pre-Industrial Revolution, there were horses everywhere. You couldn't throw a rock without hitting a fucking horse. When was the last time you saw a horse walking down the street with somebody on him? When was the last time you saw a horse out there plowing a field, or a mule? Right. We replaced that labor. That's what's happening now, folks. We replaced the horse. Now we're replacing the carriage and the driver. We actually get the results of the horse and carriage without the horse or the driver, and a much more comfortable carriage. With Tesla, with that other driverless car in what it is. I think they have them in Vegas. Waymo. That's what they're called, right? You have Waymo, which is a horseless and driverless carriage. We used to have horses and carriages. And if you were rich, that doesn't even include the dude who rode on the side of the motherfucker to open your door. This, yeah. Now, isn't the great friggin' post interesting that now only rich can own horses and poors can own cars? And back in the day, poors used to own horses and rich used to own cars. That's a great point. Now horses are a luxury item. Think about that. Horses are a luxury item nowadays. If you own a horse, I guarantee that motherfucker's costing you at least probably $1,000 a month, at least. Hay, whatever else horses use, or shoeings, or what the fuck ever. But if you own a horse, you're probably rich. If you own an 86 Honda Civic, you ain't fucking rich. And this is what, I mean, look at cell phones, right? When I can remember my first cell phone, I was 17 years old, and it literally was in like a bag, right? You had a handset that you go click, click, and you had a line from here to the bag because that was your battery. Yeah, I had a bag phone. And if I recall correctly, every minute was a quarter. Yep. Now, this thing here, and God forbid that you actually make a long distance phone call on a cell phone. You better take out a fucking home loan or something. Because so many people, we used to pay for long distance. Now you can call anywhere in the world in real time. You can hop on Facebook. I can actually broadcast this show to all of you like that. Nothing. And really basically free. Hang on one second. There we go. And look at it. How do you think that all of this is good? This phone right here, and this ain't even a new one. This is an old ass phone. This one here is more powerful than the computer that supposedly got us to the moon. This watch is more powerful than the computers that got us to the moon. Also makes me question, did we really get to the moon? There's some iffy shit there, all right? My point is, information exchange is the key to everything. AI can instantly exchange information through every other AI. Every robot can exchange information with every other robot instantaneously through the cloud. Now, see, us humans, we have consciousness, right? And we have what are called instincts. That is programmed into our operating system. Robots have operating systems. They have minimum knowledge of environments and realities until they're trained on that environment. In the future, when you actually purchase a robot and it walks in your house, the robot will walk around the house and it will analyze this room's approximately 11 foot 12 inches, and this other room's there's a couch there. That couch is approximately 4 by 7, and it will analyze its environment just like humans do. Except robots, once they learn your house, they got it. They know what a dish is. They know what a dishwasher is, right? Robots are perfect for people who shop at IKEA. You can go buy some shit, hand it to the robot and say, fuck you, you figure it out. Those are for anybody who's ever got anything at IKEA. See, the reason it's actually called IKEA is it actually means I kill myself. That's what that shit makes you want to do. Now you have a robot that you can have actually build all of your IKEA shit, and they will build it right, and you won't have to take it apart, then get out the directions, and then build it. It will have the directions in the cloud, or another robot has already built that. So they just download it. It is the Matrix. Remember Neo? I know Kung Fu. Because he downloaded Kung fucking Fu. That's our future, folks. You're literally, you are going to call up your robot and go, hey, asshole, which for those who watch my show, when I get my robot, I'm naming him asshole. Just so I can literally say, hey, asshole. Hey, asshole, bring me my laundry. Hey, asshole, make me some eggs. Hey, asshole, wash the windows. Right? You can actually call up or hit your robot app and say, hey, I want eggs and gravy and I want some biscuits for dinner. I should be home about 6. Track my location so that as soon as I get home, the food's ready. There you go. This is our future. We're all going to be slave owners. But these slaves are going to be little robots. All right. Hey, Orange Man, good. What's up, butter? Welcome to the show. This is the future we're at. And in this future, labor and value is no longer going to be reliant on human labor or even human knowledge. We're all going to be retarded in comparison to AI. We're all going to look like we have fucking Down syndrome compared with our robots. Our robots will have to slow down to interact with us. They're basically going to be, oh, hello, little human. How are you? What would you like, little human? You want a cookie? That's going to be how we are, folks. Because once you replace the muscle with machine robots, once you replace intelligence with an AI, the human automatically is no longer physically as valuable as it used to be. Right? Here's an example. Driverless cars. They're so much safer than humans driving. Why? Because humans are operationally stupid. Humans have emotions. Humans are driving down the road. Next thing you know, AC/DC comes on. They crank up the tunes and they're like, yeah, fuck you, fuck you. And then they hit somebody. Robots ain't listening to fucking AC/DC. Robots and robocars didn't just break up with their fucking boyfriend and now they feel like they got to head out and just drive like absolute fucking batshit crazy. This is removing the human out of the human experience. This is you and I going to Six Flags and saying, let's go ride something. That's our future. Now, in that future, how do we earn capital? How do we pay the AIs? The robots. Well, the robots want money that's digital and final settlement. AI cannot run on credit cards because credit cards are not final settlement. AI needs a limited supply, preferably, exchange of value that is absolute settlement. That's Bitcoin. That's Litecoin. That's even friggin', well, not really Dogecoin because that's not limited. Hell, you could use any limited supply, decentralized currency. Here's a question. Hey, Ben, since AI will be learning from human knowledge, emotions, and all this stuff, do you think AI can actually be humanized at some point? Yes, they can pretend they're humans, but that will have an off switch. All right. Like, if you want an emotional robot, you can switch on emotion and it will mimic human emotion. But I guarantee a lot of people are going to switch that shit off. Because I don't know about you, emotion is mostly a bunch of drama bullshit. But that's just me. But this is the world we're moving to. This is the world we're at. And the plan is, as AI and robotics cause deflation in price, because that's what this is all leading to. Once you have AI and once you have robotics, labor cost on production drops. And what they're going to try and do is inflate the currency as the cost is dropping. So they keep it level. That's what this is all about. They're going to print so much money so that as the AI and robotics deflation kicks in, they can just print more money so that the numbers never change. But how do they do that? You can only make that system work if you have a unit like Bitcoin, because then it is finite and it is a store of value. See, the world economic assholes, their idea was you'll own nothing, but you'll be happy. This is what they're talking about. This is them saying we and our robots will provide everything for you. All you have to do is let us manage what you get. We will ration everything to you. We will ration your food. Oh, no. You're not going to eat real meat. We're going to fix this shit up in a laboratory and we're going to send you some fucking whatever lab meat or whatever the fuck it is. But when you have the Bitcoin system where you can mine it out of pure energy, you can distribute it to everyone with one smart fucking contract, programmable money. You can set up a system where all humans uniformly grow as the production of AI and robotics grow with it. Because then those who need the Bitcoin right away, they can go out and go shopping with it. Those who don't, they can save it. And as they save it, it gains more value. This is the system we're going to. This is the system We are building. This is a system I'm helping to build with my bank, or with my capital company, with my mining company, with my clubs. This is the network we're building. We aren't just launching clubs and a credit union and a capital company and a mining company. We are the creators of the new industry. And you ask why? Why is it up to a ex-truck driver to help create the new industry? Because either we create it or Hans Weiger, or whatever the fuck his name is, said Klaus. Yeah, Hans Klaus or Klaus Hans or whatever the hell his name is. Either we actually do it and we keep it decentralized, or they do it and you get what's going on over in Europe, where they're like, hey, yeah, about this digital ID. If you don't have a digital ID, you can't work. Huh? Yeah. This kind of sounds like that COVID bullshit. What do you mean I can't work if I don't have a digital ID? I know who the fuck I am. I got a name. I got an address. What the fuck I need a digital? Because they, over in Europe, they are playing the you will earn nothing and you will be happy, because they will ration out their little CBDCs. And America and Trump ain't playing that fucking game. They're like, nope, no CBDCs. Federal Reserve, kick rocks, you're on limited fucking time. Who Trump puts in charge of the Federal Reserve is in charge of bringing the Federal Reserve down. That's their job. How to move the Federal Reserve and all of its, which is very few, legitimate operations into the Treasury Department. Because we're switching from a monetary unit, the US dollar, which is backed by nothing, to a treasury dollar that will be backed by assets and the Bitcoin. The old system is dead. We just got to drag it outside because it's starting to stink and bury that bitch in the ground. And we all got a lot of shovels. And Trump has a fucking backhoe that he's ready to throw the Federal Reserve in. Just like Andrew Jackson. Everyone, have a great day. I love you guys. And don't forget, all right? If you want a loan to buy some Bitcoin, give us a call, 941-413-8080. We can get you an unsecured loan and get you some Bitcoin, no KYC. We can help you refinance your house and buy Bitcoin, where you capture that equity now while you have equity. Have you seen the robots that are starting to build houses? You know how much house prices are going to drop? Yeah. We're getting our labor out of America right now. That's the nicest way I can say it. We're shipping a lot of laborers out of America. And there's not enough laborers, plumbers, carpenters out there to build houses and repair houses and all that shit. That's going to be robots, which means they're going to cost about $2 a day in labor, in energy. Yeah. So we can help you get a loan, refinance your house, get you some non-KYC private Bitcoin right now. Everyone, give us a call, 941-413-8080, and just ask, hey, how can you guys get me some Bitcoin? I bet you we can. Give us a call, 941-413-8080. Everyone, have a kick-ass day. I love you guys.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around $94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.